Oh boy, Joe Biden is in a little bit of hot water regarding these classified documents that have been found in one of his offices and some documents that were found in his garage where he stores his vintage Corvette. And he looks really, really silly because he spent so much time blasting President Trump for his handling of classified documents in Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago is the home of President Trump. It's a golf course. It's like a compound. And it was also under the surveillance and the protection of the Secret Service because the president and his family lives there, the former president, of course. And, the whole thing was on the up and up. He had permission to do this. He had a vault or a safe, and the permanent government was aware of it, and they knew that he was storing documents there. And as a result, the fake news industry comes forward, the activists, the partisan hacks, they come forward and say that he's using these documents as leverage in the political arena and the regional political arena. He's going to be selling these documents to the spooky Russians and the North Koreans and all this other nonsense. He's got nuclear codes and secret weapon documents and all this other nonsense. Total phony baloney garbage. However, now apparently Joe Biden is apparently allegedly guilty of doing the exact same thing. Now, this is one of the best takes. This is one of the better, more mature takes, not my own. Mike Cernovich comes forward and he tweets out, none of these documents ever should have been classified. I don't know why he would say that or how he would know that, but whatever. And the ones supposedly found at Biden's house were only turned in as a way to give Garland an out for not indicting President Trump. Don't get played, y'all. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good take. Unironically, a good take. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of Mike Cernovich, but this is actually pretty good. And here's why. If Garland were to go forward and indict President Trump and drag him through a D.C. Court before a D.C. jury, it would look really, really bad for a number of reasons. One, President Trump didn't do anything wrong or illegal, and he had every right to declassify these documents regardless of what these dorks in the permanent government say. Two, there's clearly, if he were to go down that route, there's clearly an unequal application of the law here. Hillary Clinton, the Clinton crime family, is responsible for harboring classified documents through, suspicious means. Jimmy Carter, the Obamas, the Bush family, all these war criminals, they all have classified documents. And I'm sure there's a handful of other members of the government, the permanent government even, who have classified documents in their possession in a place that isn't like a secure government facility. So for them to drag President Trump through a trial, they would be showing their own hand. They would be showing their own ass, essentially. And it would be a total partisan show. It would be just nonsense, and it would get appealed to the Supreme Court, and they would end up having to side with President Trump by default. He would probably get all the justices unanimously to side with him. Because that's just how things work in this country. If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify the documents. You can take them with you on the plane, to your home, to wherever it is that you're going, so you can do your work while you're on the go. That just seems to be what's going on here. But there's a lot more going on. Because Joe Biden, Dork Brandon, he ends up responding to this. And this looks really, really goofy. This looks really, really bad. First, I just want to get this, I just want to make something very clear. Is Dork Biden gonna be charged? Is he gonna get impeached? Is he gonna, they're gonna go after him? No, in my opinion, I don't really think so. This seems like a controlled demolition. However, he might take a hit in popularity, or in his approval, whatever little approval he has, because this is just a really disastrous response. So let's just go ahead and watch really quick. It's only a minute long.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, okay. Classified material next to your Corvette. What were you thinking?
I'm going to get a chance to speak on all this, God willing, soon. But as I said earlier this week, people, and by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage. Okay, so it's not like you're sitting out in the street. But at any rate,
was in a locked garage.
Yes, as well as my Corvette. But as I said earlier this week.
Oh, what the hell?
Mr. President.
Okay.
Classified.
Away. My Corvette's in a locked garage. Okay, so it's not like you're sitting out in the street. But at any rate,
was in a locked garage.
Yes, as well as my Corvette. But as I said earlier this week, people know I take classified documents and classified material seriously. I also said we're cooperating fully and completely with the Justice Department's review. As part of that process, my lawyers reviewed other places where documents from my time as vice president were stored, and they finished the review last night. They discovered a small number of documents of classified markings in storage areas and file cabinets in my home and my personal library. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn Center. The Department of Justice was immediately, as was done, the Department of Justice was immediately notified, and the lawyers arranged for the Department of Justice to take possession of the document. So we're going to see all this unfold. I'm confident. Thank you very much.
Yeah, pathetic. So I gave you Mike Cernovich's take, which is a really good take. Unironically, a good take. I'm not discounting it. It's very possible that he's 100% correct. There's two other things that could be at play here. One of them, the second one, which I'm not really a big fan of, I'm not really putting a lot of stock into it, but there's this claim, there's this meme going on Twitter that this is an attempt to begin the process of pushing Biden out, trying to convince him to step down, step aside, resign, and let him be a one-term president, willingly, of course. And so somebody like a Gretchen Whitmer can come along, and she will end up being the front runner. The Democratic Party will corral behind her or rally behind her, and and they'll push forward to take on Orange Man once again. That's a possibility, So they're like, hey, we got all this dirt on you, Biden. If you want this to go away, you need to go away. Willingly, of course. We're going to, it'll be, again, a controlled demolition. So that's possible. It's a good take. Third, this is what I think is at play here. This is what I genuinely believe is going on here. This is a controlled demolition. So in all these instances, this is controlled. I believe that this is a plan. This is a bait. This is a trap to get the House majority Republicans to waste their time pursuing this nonsense. So even if Joke Biden legitimately had classified documents in this stupid office or his stupid house next to his stupid Corvette, Obama can come out and say, oh yeah, I declassified this. Yeah, everything was on the up and up. We have all the documentation, everything, all this was under surveillance, by the Secret Service, remotely, whatever the case may be. So I don't believe he's going to be held accountable for allegedly doing this, even if he did do it. And the Republican majority, the new recent Republican majority, if they end up deviating from their initial populist agenda in pursuing this, it's going to be a waste of time. It's going to piss off voters. It would be disastrous to pursue articles of impeachment. It would be disastrous to pursue this in a meaningful way and talk about this in a meaningful way. If I was advising the House Republican majority, I would say, look, stay the course. You need to focus on exposing the January 6th scam and getting to the bottom of the human rights abuses taking place in the D.C. prisons. There are innocent Americans who have not been charged, who have not been convicted, who are being brutalized, who are literally physically being tortured in these D.C. prisons. Habeas corpus has been essentially suspended thanks to the Biden regime. This needs to be investigated before this classified nothing burger, documents. Who cares, right? They need to get to the bottom of, the human trafficking going on at the southern border. They need to, move forward with going after the FBI, going after the IRS, undoing the damage and the harm being done by these, bloated budget bills that are going to be adversely impacting working class Americans. So if they were to deviate from the path and they were to pursue Biden, even if they were 100% right and all this was legitimate and it wasn't bait, it would just be a fool's errand. It would really just be a waste of time. And again, I'm not defending Joe Biden. I don't like Brandon, but this seems like silly. This all seems silly to me. And that's my third theory. So I offered you three. If you guys have another one, let me know what you think. Do you think something else is going on behind the scenes? To me, all this is quite suspicious. It could also be, a way to bring back into the news cycle the classified document scandal, fake scandal pertaining to President Trump, because that kind of fell off a long time ago. Nobody really cares. It's not a big deal. He doesn't have nuclear codes. He's not selling anything to the Russians. Again, Trump is a billionaire. He doesn't need the money, and he does appear to be a patriot, and he would never want to endanger the lives of Americans by selling classified, military secrets or whatever to some nefarious government that he, no, the whole thing is just silly if you even think about it for like 2 seconds. So, so for those who have their hopes, that have high hopes that this is going to result in him getting ousted, he's going to step down right now, and that he's going to be impeached and he's going to be, punished. And no, he's not going to be punished. Merrick Garland appoints a special counsel to investigate Biden classified documents. So this was reported a few hours ago by the Daily Wire. So this Merrick Garland, he's a very trustworthy individual. super trustworthy. A Biden appointee going to investigate his own boss? Yeah, I doubt it. No, this is all theater. This, in my opinion, this all appears to be theater, and I don't want anybody falling for it. I don't want anybody wasting their time with this stuff. I don't want you being tricked. It's more important to focus on the serious issues. What you can do, though, is probably share this video right here, the Biden remarks on more classified docs found, and just, highlight how silly this guy is, how not serious Biden is. He is not a serious person. He's never been a serious guy. He's a loser. He's a wimp. He's a fraud. He's a fake. He's all the awful things in the world. All the things that they say about President Trump are actually true in regards to Joke Biden, the ultimate fraudster in politics. This guy has this Forrest Gump type life. I was a truck driver. Oh, I was jailed with Nelson Mandela. Oh, I was marching with MLK and all these other people. And of course, he's been like a genuine racist most of his life. So I'm not convinced by this dog and pony show. And I don't think you should be either, but I could be wrong. I could have some blind spots, but let me know what you guys think. Is this a nothing burger? Is this a controlled demolition? Is this bait? Is this a trap? What do you think? Let me know. I'm curious. Leave a comment. Peace out.